Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Krashy, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about this tweet and about what it could mean for Pokemon Unite. So this is El Chico Eevee, obviously our most reputable leaker in the community, and he says, I might have updates for bans. I think the next version 1.8 should be coming. With this, I don't mean I have leaks. I just saw while checking something that there's something like ban pick with BO8 meaning 1.8. So he's basically saying that a pick ban phase, something like bans coming to Unite, is happening. Now, El Chico Eevee's been teasing this for a while, and originally he was teasing it saying he had leaks that it was coming, like someone had told him or they had heard about it, but now he's like, no, I saw it. Like, I just saw it while checking that it's going to be coming. And the current version of the game is 1.7, so that should be the next update. Now, I'm remaking this video. I've actually made this video before showing you what a traditional MOBA pick ban looks like, and I want to explain what it looks like, show you how it goes, and explain why it is so incredibly good for the game for ranked play. Very, very specific for ranked play. I don't think it has much room for quick play, for standards. Doesn't really matter, but let's go ahead and dive into it. So I'm going to do a couple of bans, a couple ban phases. You have the purple team, you have the orange team, and we're going to show you what it looks like. So the template here, you can see the pick order 1 and then 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. So that's called a snake pick. And then you start off with the team that gets first pick over here is also the team that gets first ban. So I'm going to act as if I'm the team captain for both teams. Now, there's a couple ways that the game itself can actually do this. A really, really simple way that games do this is to just give whoever the highest rated player is the control of the ban. And then each person, depending on what position they fall in on the list, is where they pick. So let's just pretend like I'm the highest rank on each team and I'm every single player. So let's go ahead and get into it. So for the orange team, we have first ban. I think something right now is pretty expected to be potentially banned is going to be Mime. So I'm just going to put Mime in the ban slot. I should have my X's above the Mime image, but I don't know why I don't. So let me see if I can find that really quickly. Let me grab these out of here really quickly. I have them in the wrong spot on my Photoshop document. All right, so yeah, Mime is now banned. So for the second team, you have to think about what else could be completely strong, or like what is something I don't want the orange team to have. What's really, really strong in the meta right now? Well, Glaceon is incredibly strong in the meta right now. So let's go ahead and ban out Glaceon. Okay, so now both teams have banned, and the orange team is going to get their first pick. So Glaceon and Mime have been banned. What is something that my team would want? And this could be based on strength, right? This could just be the first person's main, if that's all they want to do, is they just want to pick something like that. What do I think is something that is really, really strong? Well, for solo queue, I'm going to go ahead and pick Charizard. I think Charizard feels really, really strong. It's probably jungle pick, but could be lane pick just because of how strong Charizard is right now, and definitely something for them to think about as a team. So now it tosses itself back to the purple side where they get picks 2 and 3. So because this team got first ban and first pick, it turns into what's called the snake draft, where it gives kind of a benefit to being on the second team. So they get picks 2 and 3. Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and lock in our jungle pick for Tyranitar being a really, really strong option in my opinion right now. And then we'll take, let's say, one of our laners with Serena, She's a pretty strong pick, and we'll just grab a couple of all-rounders. All right, so it tosses itself back to, and actually, you know what? I wouldn't even have drafted this. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. I could have drafted better there because I could just lock in the Blissey. But going back to the orange team, because I just thought of it right now, and this is why you need to have the full list of Pokemon. I'm scrolling through them on the side. We're going to grab Blissey because Blissey is incredibly strong. And then outside of Blissey, we may even, just because we know we could cheese it, we might grab Blissey and Hoopa, because what's going to happen is it's going to start denying support options away from the purple team. So Blissey, Hoopa have been grabbed. Blissey's going to act as our tank. Hoopa's going to act as our support. Now, because going back to the purple team for picks 6 and 7, I don't need to pick like an Eldegoss or something because the support picks have mostly been taken. So I can start thinking about defender picks. I can think about potential speedster picks, but we already have our jungler. That said, we may want to grab a Talon for some tempo or something, but let's see. You know what? Mew hasn't been taken yet. We're going to go ahead and lock in Mew. Really, really strong laner. And what kind of a potential tank would we want? maybe, well, they have a Charizard, so maybe we'll grab up a Slowbro, because Slowbro would be really nice, or maybe we'll grab a Snorlax. I think for now, we're going to try to counterpick the Charizard with a Slowbro. So something that's going to help us out, something that's relatively strong, and we'll kind of counterpick. Okay, so going back to the orange side, we have our last 2 picks, and we need some attackers, some laners, right? We have a potential jungler, we have a couple of laners, but what kind of an attacker do we want to have? So let's take a look at their team comp. They have the Mew. Maybe we could grab something like Venusaur and play, you know, a really divey kind of team with what we have built up. We have the Blissey, that could be good with the Venusaur. What else would we potentially want? We could always like lane a speedster. We could do like lane Absol if we wanted to, or lane Talon, like I said, for a little bit of tempo if we wanted to keep score. But I think I'm going to stick with a potential like laner. I could grab something like one of the EVs, like a Sylveon or an Espeon. But you know what? Actually, just looking at this whole thing right here, I'm thinking something like Delphox or Venusaur would be good. Let's just go ahead and lane the Delphox. We'll go ahead and pick something that I think is just really strong regardless. And then for the last pick, we already have, you know, we just need another laner essentially. We need another laner essentially, and that could be an all-rounder, it could be a speedster. And again, I don't really care because it doesn't matter too much. You know what? We're going to grab a Greedent. This is going to be something that we'll have in our lane, be a little bit more tanky, kind of fills that all-rounder spot. And then last but not least for the last team, just because you kind of need something, right? You're going to want some kind of support. We're going to go ahead and swoop up the Eldegoss. So this is what a pick ban looks like. This is essentially what that kind of a phase looks like, and it would have times, you know, timers on it. It would go a little bit more seamlessly, but each person would basically be in charge of their own pick and trying to pick the best team comp that you can. I'm kind of doing it from a 5-stack angle, like really thinking about what I would pick, and even then I don't play enough 5-stacks to know like the better options to pick, to counter pick and stuff. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Now the reason why this is so important for the game is because it really opens up the meta. It allows the players to get rid of a couple of picks that are strong, and it doesn't have to be these picks all the time, and I'll show you that in just a second. But it changes the game, right? There's 10 unique Pokemon in rotation right now. There's 2 Pokemon that were left out, so it creates a scenario where the game is now played with 12 Pokemon minimum, whether it's, you know, the 10 that are being played or the 2 that are being banned. And now it becomes the player's responsibility to use their team comps to find win conditions, and it's really, really fun. So let's go ahead and wipe this one out, and we're going to do another one. And yeah, we're going to do another one. So let me copy my layer. All right, first team is going to ban. Now here's the thing, different ban strategies. People always say, oh, with bans they're just going to ban the same thing every game. Nah, not necessarily. So new ban strategy, we're going to ban something like, we're going to ban Blastoise. You're thinking, why? Well, because I want to, right? Because I want to. Now the other team's like, ugh, well, we really don't want to give them Mime. Like, okay, so you don't want to give us Mime, so they ban Mime, and then naturally we're going to take the Glaceon. So this is where different unique ban strategies start coming into play. So we take Glaceon, and they're like, okay, that's annoying. Well, because we took Glaceon, what they're going to take is Charizard and Blissey. So now they've secured themselves a couple of strong picks at the expense of giving us a super strong pick. So now with Charizard and Blissey out of play, what does my team want, right? We don't want to, you know, I think you got to be careful with giving up the double support option and letting Blissey be a tank. So I'm probably going to end up grabbing Hoopa. Maybe I could grab Hoopa and Eldegoss and use Eldegoss like as more of an attacker, but that could be a little bit risky potentially. So I think in this scenario, probably going to grab up Hoopa, and the other team, you know, Blissey could grab up the Eldegoss, but we're going to grab Hoopa. And then what do we want? Same thing. We could look at different tank options potentially, or we could grab the Slowbro to try to counterpick, but not necessarily sure that that's like a huge worry of ours just yet. We have the Glaceon. Do we just swoop up the Mew? Maybe. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the Mew. Okay, so we have strong attacker, strong jungler, strong support. The other team has the Charizard again, can lane if they want to. I know it's been being played in lane for 5 stacks because of Glaceon, but with a pick ban phase, you probably just jungle it. So what do we need on this team over here? Well, Charizard's probably going to jungle. let's go on ahead and grab up some kind of a strong laner, something that we know we're going to want. Or we could play around with the true damage and have Charizard go lane and then put Tyranitar in the jungle. We can do something like that. We'll do something like that. Tyranitar in the jungle. And then what do we want for another laner? We could just go on ahead and grab the Eldegoss. I don't think that the other team's going to grab it. But you know what else we could do as well? We could counterpick the other team and potentially grab the Slowbro and pull it away from them so that way they can't counter the Charizard. So we're going to grab the Slowbro as well. So now, Orange team has a good foundation, but they don't necessarily have a counter pick that they might want against the Snorlax. Okay, so we need a tank. We have a support. We just need some bulkiness to our team. So we're going to go ahead and take a Serena, because we want something for the laning phase, something a little bit that, you know, tanky that can get in the back line or potentially fight or peel. And then we're going to need a tank. So we're going to go ahead and grab up a Snorlax. A decent team comp. And then last but not least, for the last team, we're going to go ahead and grab the Eldegoss. So Eldegoss will round it out as our, like... actually, no, we don't want to take the Eldegoss. I forgot we picked the Slowbro. So, see? So yeah, gotta pay more attention. We're going to want something in the lane that's going to be nice. Something that's going to do some decent damage. We're going to go ahead and take Delphox, maybe. Maybe a Cram. What do I want? We have some good backline, like divers. We have some good, so something that could sit back and poke would be pretty decent. The Delphox lane may not be the best thing in the world, but I don't think it's the worst thing in the world either. I also think that Venusaur could be good here, because then we could have really divey team. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and pick up Venusaur. I think when pick ban phase, Venusaur actually gets way better than you would think. And I always end up getting reminders of that whenever we do like draft games and stuff in Discord. So yeah, so these are the two team comps. And again, same thing, couple of Pokemon out of rotation. This time, because of the unique ban strategy that the Orange team did, they got themselves Glaceon, but they actually gave up some pretty strong picks, or I gave up some pretty strong picks. And the thing about these pick ban metas is as they develop over time, people start to realize what's really, really strong. And then you'll start to see the patterns of like, oh yeah, Venu Blissey gets picked all the time. Or like, oh yeah, you always want to make sure you have a Tyranitar or a Charizard because of the true damage. And so the pick ban meta starts developing itself as opposed to just the normal, you know, these, you know, 5, 6, 8, 9 Pokemon are strong and that's all that gets played. So really, really unique stuff to change up the team compositions and to give control to the players to ban things and to pick things that they want to play. And then it's just very, very strategy driven. It really raises the skill ceiling of the game because you have to know how to play more than like a couple characters just in case it gets taken. And it's a lot of fun. So friends, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like I said, I just wanted to illustrate, show you what it looks like to have a pick ban phase. But per the tweet from El Chico Eevee, we might be getting this pretty soon, so I'm looking forward to that. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video, subscribe for future Pokemon Unite content. As always, be sure to be kind of one of it. Tell someone you love them, and I'll see you in the next video.